Good morning, dear students. How are you? I hope you are safe and fine at your home. This is your physical education teacher, and I, Mr. Deepak Gurjar, welcome you in our third session. That is third part of our chapter number second. And you know, all guys, what's the name of our third chapter? Our chapter number second. This is the part third of our chapter number second. And what is the name of our chapter number second? Olympic value education. So welcome to Olympic value education part 3. So before we going to start, let us first think why this Olympic, how this Olympic, and what are the things are there in Olympics. It means I am talking about, see, if we start anything, we put some logo, we give some name. Let's take an example. Whenever we are going to organize a shop, so what we think, we set some goal, we put a name, we give it a frame, and then we advertise it. So when Olympics going on, the question comes in your mind that what were the aims, who are the governing bodies, who designed the Olympic flag, who put the Olympic motto, who put the Olympic rings, why these Olympic rings are interlinked here each other, what is the Olympic oath, and what about the Olympic prize. In the ancient time, how peoples are honored, awarded, by what? These all things are very curious to learn. So here in this part, you will be able to understand that in Olympics, how Olympic organized. So earlier we had done like when the Olympics started, the first year's opening ceremony. We had also started about ancient Olympics and modern Olympics. So what we did in ancient Olympics and modern Olympics? In ancient Olympics, we studied in the torches burned, and then what happened? On then the first day the foot races will be there, second day animal races will be there, and the final day there are a lot of things. On the final day, certificates are not distributed, olive leaves of throne is given. So here in this chapter we will be able to understand who designed the Olympic flag, why this Olympic flag is white color, what that ring shows, when did it design and when did it is executed or firstly flown, in which kind of Olympics. In this part, we will also able to learn what about the Olympic torch and what does the Olympic torch symbolize. Then we will be able to understand what is Olympic motto and why this Olympic motto is put. What is the need of this Olympic motto? And we will also able to understand about the Olympic flag, Olympic oath, and values of Olympianism. We'll be able to understand some full forms also in this session. So let's come in the ocean of physical education. So the first part that we are going to discuss today is Olympic flag. So as we all having a school flag in a school. If you talk about CBSE, so CBSE also has a flag. There has some logo of CBSE. If we talk about Sahodaya group, Sahodaya school group also have some logo. So why this logo? You can see that your school has also a logo. So why this logo is there? It shows the symbol of that particular institute or organization. So here we are going to discuss about Olympic flag. So this Olympic flag is designed by the father of modern Olympic Games. And who is the father of modern Olympic Games? Exactly, you are correct. The father of modern Olympic Games is Baron Pierre de Coubertin. So Baron Pierre de Coubertin is the father of modern Olympic Games, and he himself designed the Olympic flag. Next thing, in 1913, this Olympic flag was designed according to Coubertin's suggestion. It was the first time in 1920. When? It was the first time in 1920 in the Antwerp Olympics, firstly flown. So this will be the question in examination and in many competitive levels. This is 1920 in Antwerp Olympics. The Olympic flag was first time flown. Now, how many rings are there in Olympic game? Olympic flag. So the Olympic flag is generally of a white color. There are 5 rings and these rings are interlinked with each other. So what are the color of these 5 rings? Why these rings are interlinked with each other? These are definitely, the question is in a mind of an individual. So generally there is a white color in this flag, the white background. Why this white background? Because white background symbolize the impartial, attitude for all. There is nothing partial is there. All are equal in game, in front of rules and regulations. Next, next thing, that is color of the rings. So there are generally 5 rings. How many rings there are? There are generally 5 rings, and the background is white, and these rings are interlinked with each other. Now why these rings are interlinked with each other? These rings are interlinked with each other to show the supportive attitude, the continuative attitude, the helpful nature between the different continents who take participation in Olympics at the particular Olympics. So I am going to repeating again. The rings are interrelated with each other because it shows that a supporting attitude, a friendship attitude, a helpful attitude with different continents take part in Olympics. The Olympic flag, the rings having 5 colors: red, green, yellow, blue, and one is black. And what does this color shows? This color shows the different continents. So what we had understood here? We understand the color are blue, red, green, black, okay, and this is missing yellow. I should write here yellow, so I'm just going to quickly write here yellow. So I hope you understand about what is Olympic flag. Who designed Olympic flag? So the Olympic flag is designed by Baron Parry-Coubertin. It was designed in 1930, and in 1920 it was firstly flown in Antwerp Olympics. It consists of 5 rings. These 5 rings are interlinked with each other, and the flag having a white background which shows the impartial attitude for all. They all are equal among law, rules, and regulation. The interlinked rings support the supporting attitudes for the continents. Different continents take part. Colors are the rings. The colors of the rings are red, blue, green, yellow, and black. And these are the colors of different continents who take participation in Olympics. Now we are going to learn about Olympic torch. So you can see here, I am just going to write something. So this Olympic torch, what does this Olympic torch symbolize? This Olympic torch symbolizes the continuity between the ancient Olympic Games and modern Olympic Games. Olympic torch is also designed by Coubertin. Who is this Coubertin? Baron Parry-Coubertin. So the Olympic flag is also designed by Olympics. The Baron Parry-Coubertin, the father of modern Olympic Games. The father of modern Olympic Games also designed Olympic torch, and it was first in 1928. In which year? It was firstly lightened in 1928, and that was the time the Olympics was in Amsterdam. Where? It was on Amsterdam. And the flame was kindle flame. This kindle flame at Host Stadium. And where did this flame hosted? These flames are burned or lightened in the particular Host Stadium. On the first day it was done. The first lightened by the sun rays. It is first lightened on the sun rays at Olympiad in Greece. So as you all aware that these, what I am telling about, this Olympics is started from Greece. So as you can understand that the first time when the sun rays comes and at the Greece, it was firstly lightened. Second thing that we are going to talk about is carried to the site of the games by the relay runners. So every after 4 years the Olympics are organized and this flame is lightened, and it shows the continuity between the ancient Olympic Games and the modern Olympic Games. Because after the ancient Olympic Games, after 1500 years of ancient Olympic Games, the modern Olympic Games started by Mr. Baron Parry-Coubertin, the father of modern Olympic Games. So this flame, this torch symbolized the supporting attitude and a continuity between ancient Olympic Games and modern Olympic Games. In 1928 it was firstly, kindled in Amsterdam Olympics. Now let us come and we are going to learn about Olympic motto. So what is this motto? First we need to understand and why these mottos are created. So let us take an example. Our school also have some motto. For example, if a school says a tagline, we educate for better future. So what is their motto? Their motto is to make their students for upcoming future. Okay, let's say some school having a motto that we educate for the 21st century skills. So it means that particular school is more emphasizing on putting 21st century skills to their students. Next, if I talk about Shiksha hi Swasth Evam Alankar hai or something like this. So there are different mottos of different school or different organization. So what are they? They shows that which kind of thing they want to inculcate in their children, in their students, which kind of moral, social and ethical values they want to put in their students for the brighter future and the wonderful society of the world. So same, Olympic as also a motto. Why this Olympic game started? This Olympic game started with a motto that is Citius, Altius, Fortius. Now this names look, no, really spell, it's becoming difficult for students to spell it out. Sometimes, not always. So Citius, it means fastest, Altius means highest, and Fortius means strongest. Two, the Olympic has a motto to find out the fastest player, highest scorer and the strongest player. So Olympic is a platform where organization or where we got the strongest, highest and fastest individual from the world, from the different continents. It is also pronounced by Baron Pierre de Coubertin, and Baron Pierre de Coubertin is the father of modern Olympic Games. You guys are aware. So Baron Pierre de Coubertin has a great contribution in Olympics. That's why he is called the father of modern Olympic Games. He had done a great job, lot of work for the Olympics. Now let's come when this Olympic motto was announced. So these Olympic motto was firstly announced in 1920. Where it is now, it is announced. It is announced in 1920, and where it is announced. So it is announced in Paris Olympic. Which Olympic? It is announced in Paris Olympics. So what do we understand here? We understand that the Olympic motto is Citius, Altius, Fortius, and the meaning of Citius, Altius, Fortius is fastest, highest, strongest. Now, who pronounced this modern Olympic motto? So this motto is pronounced by Baron Pierre de Coubertin. It was firstly announced in Paris in 1920. Now let us come on the prize. So whenever I announced or whenever I say Olympic prize, so the students become excited. The students become happy, as you are also happy. Let us take an example. Let us imagine that you guys are in your school Olympics. Your school, you can be in a Pi Olympic, you can be a school Olympic, you can be a school animal sports. So on the last day, the closing ceremony of the sports meet, you guys were very excited to got a lot of medals, gold medal, silver medal, bronze medal, lot of certificates for different games. Sometimes an individual got for athletics, sometimes someone's got it for Kho-Kho, Kabaddi. So there will be lot of medals, trophies, certificates. So now let's come and explore ourselves. Now we are going to learn about Olympic prize. So in the ancient time and now in the modern time, what are the Olympic prize given to the heroes? So let us talk first about ancient Olympics. So if we talk about the ancient time, so in the ancient time, the Olympic heroes are awarded by the olive leaf crowns. Now what is this olive leaves? So you can search on Google what is the olive leaf. It is beautiful leaves, and with this leaves a crown is made. Crown means starch. So this in the ancient time, The Olympic heroes were awarded by the olive leaf crowns. And what about modern Olympics? So when this modern Olympics started, things are changed. Era has changed. The heroes are awarded with the certificates and medals. So let's come. The first player, the first position holder bagged gold medal. Second position holder will receive silver medal, and third will receive bronze medal. So it is a category or a criteria that we made in the Olympics. Next that we are going to learn is up to 6 positions. After this first, second, third, that is 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th. These players are also awarded a participation certificate or a performance certificate. Next is any rules and regulations is made by IOC. Now what is this IOC? So this IOC is International Olympic Committee, and this International Olympic Committee made rules and regulations for the Olympics. So I hope you understand this whole concept. Now we have some terms. What are these terms? We have some full forms. So the first full form, let's say, is IOA, IOC. So there are some terms that should be in our mind always, so that we can do good. And we should know this. First is IOC. What is this IOC? IOC is International Olympic Committee. This is the Apex Institute which helps IOC, that International Olympic Committee, which helps us in modern Olympics for all over things. Alright, next is IOA. What is this IOA? IOA is a international, it is Indian Olympic Association. Okay, Indian Olympic Association. Yes. So this Indian Olympic Association is, GDSOD, and a lot of people work for that. It is also a supervision institute for the Olympics. Next is WADA. What is this WADA? Do you know the full form of WADA? So WADA is a World Anti-Doping Agency. World Anti-Doping Agency. So WADA works for, as you guys are aware, that doping is banned in Olympics. So what is doping? Doping is a use of unethical products. Doping is a use of banned products in Olympics. So doping. So this WADA is again this doping and seeing all the things with this laboratory. Doping are of 3 types. What are the 3 types of doping? Blood doping, gene doping, and DNA alteration. You can say gene doping is a part of gene alteration, and therapeutic doping. It means blood doping. It means drugs doping. So the first one is blood doping, second is gene doping, and the third one is drug doping. Now what are the things we need to see here? IOC, that is International Olympic Committee, IOA, that is Indian Olympic Association, and WADA, that is WADA, which is work against the doping in the. So now come and we're going to recapitulate what we had studied today. So we had studied Olympic value education part 3, and here we understand what is Olympic flag. So this Olympic flag is designed by Baron Parry-Coubertin. It was designed in 1930, and in 1920 it was firstly flown in Amsterdam Olympics. These Olympic flags consist of 5 rings with a white background and 5 colors that are red, blue, green, yellow and black. These 5 rings are interlinked with each other, which shows the supporting attitude for the different continents who are participating in Olympics. Next we studied that the Olympic torch. So the Olympic torch shows the continuity between ancient Olympic Games and modern Olympic Games. In 1920, first time in Amsterdam Olympics, it was firstly lighted. It was lighted in the host stadium on the first day. It was first lighted in the sun rays at Greece Olympiad, and it is carried for the games from the relay runners. So it is, the symbols are very important. Olympic motto. Now what is Olympic motto? Olympic motto is to find out an individual with highest, fastest and strongest result outputs. It is also called Citius Albus Fortis. It was also pronounced by Baron Parry-Coubertin, and it was first pronounced in 1920 in Paris Olympics. We had also studied about IOC, that is the National Olympic Committee, for the rules and regulation of Olympics, and WADA, that is work against doping. IOA also seems to IOC, International Olympic Committee, and Indian Olympic Association. We had also studied about Olympic prize. What is this Olympic prize? So in ancient time, the Olympic heroes were given olive crowns, and in the modern Olympic Games, the players were awarded with medals and certificate. If we talk about the first position, so the first position is given gold medal. If we talk about the second position, they got the silver medal. In the third position, players got the bronze medal, the third position. Up to 6 particular, the participants will get the certificate, and these all things were seen by IOC. So I hope you understand. Now let us move on our next topic, and our next topics are Olympic oath. So this concept now we're going to think about. The first is Olympic oath, Olympic drugs, and Olympiasm, ideas, value, etc. So before we're going to start Olympic oath, have you ever taken oath? And how you feel when you take oath? So let's come and today tell you how and what about Olympic oath, and how to take oath, and what's the position to start in that, stand in that, and what is the importance of this Olympic oath. So as you always aware, and as you ever, if you ever on the annual sports, there are always a Olympic oath. So whenever there is an Olympic oath, when different schools, if you visited a CBSE cluster or a Samadhyaya school, there will be, or there are, the different schools come together, and on the first day in the opening ceremony, there is a oath ceremony. So during this oath, what things happen? From the different schools, all the captains are called, captains of the team, or one person from the school, it means I am talking about players. Then these players will come and put their flag, and the host school head boy will hold the corners of the flag and hold all the corners, and then the oath started. Alright, so when the oath started, there is a some inculcation of in this oath inculcate some social, personal, interpersonal, sportsmanship, helpful nature, cooperativeness, this kind of moral and social values bring together in a sports person, so that the person can perform or show their performance with the true sportsmanship, rather than the thoughts in a mind to harm anyone. So let us come, and we are now going to understand what is Olympic oath. So if we talk about Olympics, so in Olympics, a host country person or a player will be there to hold his all flags, and the another country person will come with their flag, and then the Olympic oath started. So this Olympic oath is taken by the athlete of the host country. He holds the corners of the flag on behalf of the whole countries who have participated in that particular Olympics. So now let us come and read with me and understand the meaning of the Olympic oath. On the name of all the competitors, it means by the side of all countries' competitors, all the person who have participated in that particular Olympics. So let's say that if there are 28 or 138 countries participated, so on the name of all the competitors, with the from the behalf of all, I promise. So we promise, I promise, we can say that we shall take part in this Olympic Games, respecting and abiding by the rules. So in this Olympic, one or an individual promise that we shall take part in this Olympic Games by respecting and abiding all the rules and regulation of the game. It means the rules and regulation which governs that particular game. By the rules which govern them, it means all the rules which govern the particular game, which all made all the games which should be performed in particular rule, so will be, and towards them committing ourselves, we commit ourselves that we will without sorry, yeah, it is here. With govern them and committing ourselves to this oath without doping and without drugs. So we commit that we will not do a doping or any kind of unethical means which is not allowed in Olympics. So what is doping? Doping is a use of illegal substance in the Olympics, or doping is a use of banned products in Olympics. So Doping without drugs, and without drugs in the spirit of true sportsmanship, so shows the quality of the sportsmanship and the glory of the sports, to maintain the glory of the sports and for the honor of the teams. So what is this Olympic oath brings? This Olympic oath says that in the name of all the competitors, I promise that we should take part in these Olympic Games, respecting and abiding by the rules which govern them, committing ourselves to be sports without doping and without drugs, in the spirit of true sportsmanship, for the glory of the sports and the honor of our teams. So this is all about Olympic oath. So it is the most important part, because see, now in days the Olympics and the games are money making, and there's a lot of professionalism and name and fame comes. So sometimes some person do some unethical means which should not be there in the Olympics. Now come and understand what is this Olympic and drug. What is the combination of this Olympic and drugs? So here you can see Olympic and drugs. So now the Olympics become professional. There is a professionalism. Name. People run for name. They are working for fame. They even go for some unethical or bad things that should not be in the Olympics. So now let us come and take an example. Whenever you are in a school, or have you ever see a person who is doing some unethical work, changing in players in the team, or lying sometime. I know you guys observe sometime when you were a little, there are one or two people with your group who always say that whenever you playing cricket and he said, I am not out, I will not give the bat, I am not out. So these kind of people, this mentally was good when they were little, but from the little age we need to change their mental temperament, that the thing which is incorrect, it means it is incorrect, and the thing which is correct, it means that is correct. So we need to, from the initial stage, we need to work for that. So as you can see that professionalism is going on, people become so professional, they are running for name and fame, and there is a lot of corruption as well. And the sports become a money market, right? All wants to win, all want gold, some of them want silver, though no one want that, I don't want anything, but each and everyone, whether they are capable or not, whether they are deserving or not, but they want the gold. To want the gold is good, but if one should have a capacity for that, if one is deserving that, then it is good to have a gold in a particular player. So drugs are used to enhance the performance. So generally the players take drugs to enhance the performance. All unnatural methods to enhance the performance is totally banned in Olympics. So if I am talking about all unnatural methods which enhance the performance of an individual is banned. It means what I am concerning about? I am concerning about doping. And what doping exactly Doping is the use of the banned products in sports. So what is this doping exactly? So doping are of three types: gene doping, blood doping, and drugs doping. Sometimes people, increase the RBCs, inject the RBCs. Sometimes there is a genetical modification in the body. Sometimes there is, drugs like cocaine, ephedramine, morphine. These type of drugs are also taken to enhance the performance of an individual, which is totally banned in Olympics. Setup. So IOC has a regular checkup for the players, on the equipment, and they set up a lot of laboratories. And these laboratories are named as WADA. What is this WADA? WADA is World Anti-Doping Agency. So this World Anti-Doping Agency has sent to check up over equipment, check up over players from time to time, and see whenever if somebody breaks the record, or if somebody makes gold, silver and all, there will be definitely the checkup by the WADA regarding any doping or something else, so that the thing can be fair. The WADA will also help a host country for the technical setups, for the technical help, for the latest knowledge and trainings for the Olympic officials and different persons. So this is about Olympic drugs. So what we are emphasizing here on drugs. there are some, two things are there. Are two faces of coin always. That is the merit and demerit. So what are the merit of drugs? Drugs are, these are enhance the performance of an individual. They are, sometimes if somebody has a deficiency of nutrients, so like food supplement or something they taken, so it will do. But what are the harmful effects of these food supplements? These are lead to cancer. There will be a lot of skin related problems. There will be, after taking this, a person might be, these are the radioactive products, these are the synthetic products. So these synthetic products definitely will, create a problem like cancer and all. So risk of this will increase. These are expensive too. And these are generally, blackmailed, and there are a lot of things will be done. So crime is also done by this drugs. So it is totally banned in Olympics. Now let us come and we are now going to learn about Olympiasm. What is this Olympiasm? Olympiasm, value of Olympics, objective and idea. Let's come and see. Olympiasm or the Olympic value, objective and idea. So the objective of Olympiasm is it is simple and very clear to take, not to win but to take part. If someone is participating in Olympics, so the first thing is you participate, you give your best, you excel your performance. The most important thing is to win, is to take participation in Olympics rather than to win gold. So it's very nice if somebody wins a gold, but those who are failed in that, so to take part, to show your potential, to give a try, to do a hard work is the most important thing rather than to win. So what's the objective? The objective, the value is not to win but to take part. It promotes the development of fine physical and moral qualities which are the basis of amateur sports. So the Olympiasm, there is a, to inculcate some physical, some moral, some social qualities, inculcate some social qualities, so that this country got a perfect citizens and we can live a healthier and happier life. The idea is also to bring together the athletes from the different world. So what's the idea of Olympiasm? The idea of the Olympiasm is to bring together athletes from different world. Olympic value education also works for the training of different athletes. They are working always for the state level championship, national level championship, talent search programs. They also provide physical training, to the players, to the officials and different. Sense of loyalty. This Olympic value education always wants to create a sense of loyalty, team spirit, sportsmanship, etc. It also helps to set up organization of sports in different areas or different countries as well. Sports is a part of life. This Olympiasm want to inculcate the concept that sports is the part of life. One should perform a physical exercise which is very, very important for an individual to live a healthier and happier life. It also aims to build a good citizen of the country. It also focuses on good citizen of country. Sports is a part of life. Goodwill, international goodwill is to have a collaboration with different types of games in different countries. Upgradation works for the upgradation programs, it works for the upgradation and equipments, research work and equipment. So here we understand that this Olympic oath, Olympic drugs and this Olympiasm all about. So now let us come. We are going to recapitulate what we had studied today. So we had studied today Olympic oath, which is the most important part of the host country or whenever in the Olympics. In the Olympics, the oath is taken by the host country and he hold the corners of the flag and started done. So what is the meaning of this Olympic? In the name of all the competitors, I promise that we should take part with the Olympic Games, respecting and abiding by the rules which govern them, committing ourselves to a sport without doping and without drugs. In the true spirit of sport, sportsmanship, for the glory of sports, and for the honor of the teams. So this is the concept where we can inculcate some social and moral values in the students. Olympic drugs or drugs, the games now become professional, name, fame, corruption, and there are a lot of money in sports. So sometimes people use some unethical work, drugs for enhancing their performance, which is totally banned in Olympics. So all unnatural methods which are used in Olympics are totally banned. IOC has a laboratory checkup for that, set up laboratories. So IOC, International Olympic Committee, which is in Lausanne, Switzerland, they set up some laboratories named WADA, and WADA provide technical helps. WADA also provide latest knowledge in training to the Olympics. Olympianism, if I am talking about, so the objective of the Olympics is to not to win but to take part, to show the performance, to put your hard work, promote development of fine moral qualities, inculcate social, moral and ethical qualities to an individual, to bring the best version of an individual, to bring together the athletes of different world, and design some international programs and upgradation in sports, and whole lot of things, goodwill with the international, new upgradation of the world. So these are the important things that the value or the objective of Olympianism. The most important thing is to healthy people of the nation, good citizen of the country, which is the most important thing, because health is man's biggest asset. So I hope you understand these topics. Thank you so much.